Hello everybody, welcome to Lido Fine Art. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. In today's video, I am going to be talking about this book. Yeah. By Stase Michaels, or is it Stase Michaels? I don't know. But yeah, there it is. And it's pretty much a book of dream analysis, and the author has 3 degrees in psychology, and so yeah, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on this book because I was reading it today, like as I'm organizing in my new house. I just put my bookshelf up and I put all the books up there, and I forgot I had this book. And I went through it, and then I remembered why I fucking hated it so much. So, yeah. So here's the thing. I have a degree in social deviance and a minor in psychology, right? And if you don't know what social deviance is, it's pretty much criminology, but like less of the law part. And then I minored in psych. And the thing is about those 2 subjects is a lot of the classes intermingled with one another. So I had to take a lot of psych classes for my major and a lot of soc classes for my minor. So I figured I might as well just combine the 2 since they're almost the same but not quite the same. And it pretty much made getting the degree faster. But also because I liked learning about that stuff. I thought it would be interesting and to be more well-rounded, to be able to cover all aspects of, I guess, a person and why they do the things that they do, and, what leads to certain experiences and behaviors and all that fun stuff. So, with that said, I wanted to give a quick analysis on this book. Now, I'm not saying it's complete bullshit, and I'm not saying it's bad in any way whatsoever. I think some of the things that she says in here is pretty on point. But here's the thing. Dreams are not just what people... How do I explain this? So dreams, most people think dreams are made up of like your subconscious processing of things that have already happened, and things that will happen, that we are given clues during our day-to-day, and all that turns into the clusterfuck of dreams, right? Well, I don't think that is 100% true. I think there's also a spiritual thing going on too. There's a whole lot of shit going on, actually. So, yes, all that stuff is true, but depending on the person, and I want to say like everyone, maybe everyone even has like the ability to, I don't know, the whole spiritual thing. You don't have to be a psychic to like astral project and do all that stuff. I think most people actually do those things, and I think they do communicate with other souls and past loved ones and not, but they just don't realize it, or that it comes in bits and pieces, and it's just like some people have a talent for it, some people don't, and some people just don't experience it at all. It depends what level you are and all that. But yeah, I don't think it's just limited to certain people. I think most people do have the whole paranormal spiritual situation going on. They just don't know how to access it and control it and do all that stuff. So, yeah. This book, I feel like she somewhat goes into a little bit of spiritual things, right? So I had been reading about I forget where in the book. I mean, I bookmarked it in places, but of course I forgot to bookmark it in this spot. But she talks about, like, how this person had a dream about being, I don't want to say the word because the video might get taken down. The R word, right? And it was pretty much her mind putting clues together and trying to warn her that it was a possible outcome for that to happen. Or another example they give is that this person rescued a cat, you know, it's their pet, they love it, and then they have a nightmare that it dies and whatnot. And then a few weeks later, the owner notices the cat is sick, and then she has to put it down. But the author pretty much says the mind, like, subconsciously picked up clues and hints that that was going on with the cat and that the cat wasn't well. And the person just kind of subconsciously stored it in the back of their mind, and then boom, when they went to sleep, dream of that happening. Which, that can be true. However, in my experience, I've had warnings like that from other, you know, spirits. For example, my dog, right? The one I have now, Penny. I had a dream. Well, actually, wasn't a dream. I guess, okay, it was a vision, so I guess that doesn't count. Hold on. Okay, dream. I had, when we first got her, that she escaped out the yard, right? I had a dream about that. So she fucking escapes through the yard, throughout the fence. But because I was warned about that, I was able to figure out where she went. So sometimes, and I want to say this too, for those who are going to say, oh, okay, well, maybe subconsciously you picked up her behavior, and because of that, in the back of your mind, you knew she would escape, right? No, because when we had first gotten her, she had no interest. She didn't care about trying to escape or anything. She would, you know, run around, do her business, come back. Or, for the most part, we had her on the leash, right? So, just so she wouldn't eat stuff in the yard. But, off the leash, like, and it happened the next day after the dream too. So, she was put off the leash to see, you know, just because she wouldn't go to the bathroom, and so we got frustrated, so we let her off the leash. And then she does her little zoomies, and then we go inside for like a split second, and boom, she's gone. And she never exhibited that behavior before then, so therefore I could not subconsciously believe that she would run away. So, debunked there. But, so I know that I do get warnings once in a while about certain things, and I usually pay attention to them. And that's what happened there. So in the book, where they talk about this person with their cat that they had and it being sick, while it is possible that subconsciously she picked up on it not being well, I have a stronger feeling that perhaps she was warned about what was going on in order to prepare her for when the time came. Now, obviously, losing a pet is not easy whatsoever. However, spirit guides will tell you about losses in advance to help you heal, and two, if it can be prevented. So yeah, there's that. And then there was another thing in here that actually really pissed. This is the entry that pissed me off the most. Okay, I'm going to read it word for word. So, it says, the title, Selling My Soul to the Devil. Sound familiar? Does to me. So this is what the book says. The dreamer Corey grew up in a small town where he was raised according to strict fundamentalist Christian values of hard work, knowing your place, and family first. Though he tried his best, by age 21, Corey was floundering. He could not get a foothold into a career that made him happy. Battling depression and financial challenges, Corey prayed and prayed, but things were not falling into place. Okay, I've been where he's at, where, had surgeries and I wasn't working, so money was tight AF, right? But this is not where my mind went, of course. So, I'm going to continue. So, here we go. This is the nightmare. I had the same nightmare 2 nights in a row. Red flag number 1. The red flag part is me, not the book. Okay, anyway. The first night, the dream began with snarling, barking dogs that charged into my bedroom. As the barking got louder and louder, I sat up in terror. All went quiet. The silence was broken by a demon who appeared in front of me and laughed. I asked why he was laughing. He said, "I am going to make your life a living hell." I woke up in a panic. Been there, done that, okay. The second night, I saw myself in a new house. It was a man. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It was a mansion my family owned. Though in real life, we have little. The demon appeared again. Red flag number 2. And put me in a car. As we drove, he pointed out my family's wealthy lifestyle and how the family now had everything anyone could want. Cars, expensive watches, money. The devil said, "This is how your family could live if you were dead," as if suggesting that I should die. Then the devil started to drive the car into a lake to kill me. I screamed, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "Unless you sell me your soul, I am going to ruin your life." Which, those motherfuckers will always try to scare you into selling your soul. That's what they fucking do. That's what happened to me. I said, "What do I get in return?" He said, "What you always wanted, to be a millionaire." Okay, I don't know about you, but I'd rather not go to hell for money. You know what I'm saying? Being tortured for all of eternity versus $1 million. Buddy, your life is not worth $1 million. Your life is priceless. And anyone who is watching who has any funny ideas, your life, your soul is priceless. You cannot put a price tag on it. So trying to get money in return, because there are people that do that to sell their soul to get money. Guess what? That shit always backfires, right? And the demon never upholds his end of the deal. And what will happen is, once you make that deal, you'll always have demons fucking with you. And like I said before, they're not going to uphold their deal. If anything, they are going to try to kill you faster so they can get your soul faster. And if you don't do everything that they want, they will just yank that luck away from you, and everything will just fall to pieces, and your life will be in shambles, and it will suck really fucking bad. Okay. So, continuing. As I agreed to sell my soul to the devil, he poked me in the chest, and I woke up, feeling very, very scared, as you fucking should be. The dream felt so real, because it was. You were on the astral realm dealing with a demon. The dream felt so real, I wondered if I had actually sold my soul to the devil. Yeah, you did. Storyline. This is the analysis, okay, that this person gives. So, someone is willing to pay any price to achieve success. That is the storyline. That is the main focus. Key symbols. Attacking dogs and a loud barking. Feeling besieged by life's challenges, dreamers, fears. Okay, here's my question. So, I guess when she makes these analyses, she already knows all about the person, because I guess the people that she's, doing her counseling with have had previous sessions with her, so she knows what's going on. But I'm going to, flip the coin a little bit and just argue here. So, feeling besieged by life's challenges, dreamers' fears. Attacking dogs and loud barking. Okay, my question is this. Do loud dogs, attacking dogs, give this person anxiety? I don't know if they do or not because I don't know the person. But if it does, like a lot of people, loud noises makes them very anxious. So it could make him anxious if that's one of those things that is a trigger, right? Okay. Laughing demon. A contradiction, a nasty person who tries to look good. Well, yeah, demons will always try to look good to trick you and to get what they want. So, okay, next one. Threat to make life a living hell. Dreamer's fear of what he will face in life. Okay, that's fair. Money and wealth. What the dreamer secretly wants. Okay, yeah, I mean, people who have things that they wish that they could have, sometimes they dream about it because they're thinking about it constantly. Fair. Analysis. Here we go. The nightmare addressed Corey's anxieties about earning a living and his conflict about wanting a good life. Okay. The verbal banter with the devil about wealth hinted that Corey thought money was evil per his fundamentalist Christian upbringing and had fears that earning a lot of money would send him to hell. Okay, this is where she loses me a little bit. And it's kind of funny, right? Christians and saying money, So, where is it? About wealth hinted that Corey thought money was evil. You know what's really funny about Christians and trying to get people to think that money's evil? Why is it that they are always asking for donations? Now, don't get me wrong, some of them do go to, where they should be going. But if you noticed, you got some of these, mansion castle-ass churches, and you have priests and preachers and whatnot, and they live in fucking mansions. Where did they get that money? Churches are a non-profit, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to that. But I'm pretty sure they are. And if they're teaching that money is evil, right? Isn't it kind of like a contradiction if they're living in wealth? Right? So there's that. Okay, so earning a lot of money would send him to hell. And for those that actually believe that earning a lot of money will bring you to hell, not true. It's about what you do with it, right? So, yeah. Okay. Nevertheless, as the topic of their conversation, Corey wants to be rich and successful. Who the fuck doesn't? I want to be fucking rich and successful, right? Who doesn't? As Corey tried to stifle a secret ambitious streak, the intense push-pull between emotions and his upbringing made him feel depressed. Well, I would be depressed too if I was raised as a Christian. I mean, was raised Catholic and it fucking sucked. Okay. Corey wanted success but did not want to lose his soul. Okay. Corey's fragile ego was afraid to claim a desire to be rich. That makes no sense. Corey's fragile ego was afraid to claim a desire to be rich. So he felt guilty for wanting to be rich. Okay, I don't believe that. So the nightmare gently converted his ambition into a forced deal with the devil. Yeah, no, that doesn't make fucking sense. Like, I get what they're trying to say, but like... And then, hey, if it is forced on you, the deal can't be wrong. Okay, so they're kind of just like... Yeah. That was the mind game Corey played in the nightmare. To get straight with himself, Corey had to realize that both the rich and the poor face temptations. What counts is what you do with the money, is what I already fucking said, not how much you have. You guys, side note, banter here. You ever just like wonder, like, what happens if you ever won like $500 million? Like, if you won the lottery, like, what would you do with it? You ever just wonder that? And how is it that many, I want to say most, but I feel like it'd be wrong to say most. I want to say most so bad, but I feel like that's wrong to say. That those, most or many of those that have the money don't like fucking deserve it. Like I'm just saying, if I had all that fucking money, my ass would be going to like Flint, Michigan, fix that shit down there with the water. I don't know where else has problems. I don't know, anywhere that has problems, I'd be like, here's some money, we're gonna fix your infrastructure. Or, okay, SPCA, you need some more, I don't know, animal resources to help animals. Boom, there you go. I don't know. I feel like the people that deserve the money and would do right by it don't get the fucking money. But anyway, so here we go. The message was also a backhanded hint about the need to be realistic. There is no instant path to wealth, no deal to make with the devil or anyone else to earn a quick million. Much to the chagrin of some, in an electronic age of instant everything, hard work and patience are still the price of admission to success and peace. Would it be wrong if I said, tell that to the church? Okay, I probably shouldn't say that. Okay, here's the dealio. So here's the thing. Demons know what your desires are, right? And they will pretty much intervene if they know that they can pretty much manipulate you into pretty much selling your soul. So let's say there's a desire that you really, really, really want, right? And that desire is money. And you're an easy target because, one, you will pretty much do anything, or you think that you'll pretty much do anything in order to get that, or that you are obsessing over and over again about it to where you just keep thinking about it, and it puts you in a weak mental state to where, you know, you get the whole depression situation, you get pretty much anxiety over not having enough money and being worried about paying your bills and stuff. So of course, demons, for example, will take advantage over that. So if they know that, like, you're easy to manipulate, they will be like, hey, if you sell your soul to me, I will give you money and fame or whatever you want. They do that. Is what they do. And in my experience, this is, for me, I'm not really ever worried about money. Like, kinda, like normal people are typically worried somewhat about money, but I'm not like obsessed over it because I know, like, I'm in a good job, I'll be fine as long as I am careful and responsible. Like, that isn't a problem. Pretty much, I feel like the only anxieties I have is being worried over loved ones and making sure they're safe, right? That's my stress that I have. And that is easy to play upon, right? And so when I was met with a demon. They threatened to murder my family and my loved ones and everybody that I cared about. And so that is how the whole soul selling situation happened. It's in a video called Accidentally Sold My Soul. I will link it up here, I think, somewhere. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. If there's something you're obsessing about and worried about, it is easy for a demon to manipulate you into getting what he wants by saying or manipulating you into convincing you that it can give you whatever you want. And to some degree, it kind of can. But again, your soul is priceless. It's not worth any amount because you're stuck with either $1 million, that's not really permanent to be honest, versus your soul for the rest of eternity. Again, your life isn't worth that. It's priceless. You can't buy it. Okay. So yeah. So like the analysis that she gives, while it is possible, no. I'm gonna say that's a flat out, nope, you're wrong. In this example, she's wrong. This analysis, while it does make sense to kind of some degree, I think it would be a fair assessment to say that person was actually contacted by a demonic entity in order to get that person's soul, because he's an easy target. I don't think it had to do with feeling guilt over wanting wealth because of their Christian values, because, I don't know, I feel like most people don't think about that. Especially like priests and shit. The ones with the mansions and shit. How do you think they got their mansions and stuff? Okay, here's another one. And this is something that I've experienced as well. This is what it's called, the title. Killing a dog. Now, backstory. Many of my psychic attacks and stuff that I have is of my dog getting killed. Because I love my dog, she is my child, and I would be devastated if anything happened to her. And negative entities know that, so they will always lead with that. Like, I would say I have usually about 10 different modes of astral attacks that are inflicted on me, and that's one of them. So, let's read this. The dreamer. At age 35, Jenny knew her marriage was on the brink. Okay. A recurring nightmare. And another thing, recurring nightmares is usually an astral attack. Because if it worked the first time and is very successful, they're going to keep fucking doing it. And when they do that, they get the energy and the negative emotions, and that fuels them. But yeah. So, a recurring nightmare about a dog that kept trying to bite her left her terrified. In the nightmare, Jenny tries to protect herself by holding the dog's neck at arm length, but the dog manages to bite her anyway. I'm just reading this, and the punctuation is really fucking bad. Sorry. Okay. Moving on. Desperate to defend herself, Jenny finally kills the dog. I'm just saying, if I was in her position, I guess the dog's gonna bite me because I'm gonna fucking kill it. However, as an animal lover, she wakes up ashamed of what she has done. Yeah. Exactly. So, analysis. As a story, the dog attacks mirrored a marriage that was in tatters and scarred by vicious verbal attacks at Jenny by her husband with undertones of physical threats. What? Okay, is it just me, or is this psychiatrist lady like grasping at straws? Because I'm just saying, that's just fucking weird. Not to mention, what the fuck does killing a dog have to do with a shitty fucking marriage? Killing the dog was an announcement of an ending. Oh, yeah. The ending of the dog. Oh my god. The nightmare told a story about someone who resorts to extreme measures to defend themselves because moderate measures had not worked. Okay. The shame Jenny felt at killing the dog suggested that she believed marriage should last forever and felt guilty that this marriage was not working. Or the demon knows she loves animals, and what is the worst thing you could possibly do to an animal lover? Get them to kill a fucking animal, dude. Okay. Yeah. The shame Jenny felt at killing the dog suggested that she believed marriage should last forever and felt guilty that this marriage was not working. Okay. A forever marriage is great. Choosing a mate with whom that can work is a separate issue. Jenny did not want to end the marriage, yet the marriage hinted you cannot appease your husband's rage. Leaving is the only way out. Okay. I mean, true. Bonus hint. What? Why is that italicized? An attack can be a metaphor about anger, a common emotion when couples fight and clash. Okay. Maybe is it because they're perceiving that violence like that, and to them they associate it to a angry ass dog? Okay, that makes sense. The more violent the angry attacks in a dream, the greater the angry and I can't read. Damn. I read just as well as she uses punctuation. I'm just kidding. That was mean. Okay. The more violent the angry attacks in a dream, the greater the anger in a relationship. Okay. I mean, that's fair. And if attack scenes include death and killing, a nightmare may flash a serious relationship warning. Okay, that can be true. You're picking up subtle hints that may lead into a future behavior. Okay, that's fair. In this instance, I'm going to say astral attack. Only because this attack, I'm always, like I said before, when I have an astral attack, a lot of them is literally my dog getting killed. Or me accidentally causing something to happen to have my dog injured. So my gut says this is more of a natural attack than the whole subliminal messages turning into a dream situation. You know, I had... Wait. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. And I picked this one because I have also had this happen to me. A health warning. Okay, ready? The dreamer. Louise was 58. She rarely remembered her dreams, but a nightmare about her husband's death got her full attention. Okay. In the dream, Louise and her husband are driving, and as they turn a corner, a truck crashes into their car. Louise jumps out, horrified, watching her husband die in a pool of blood. Analysis. The nightmare gut punch describes a sudden, unexpected disaster. Okay. I've literally been warned about car accident. So, and it was actually while I was driving too. So I had been driving to work, and I work in Amish country. Literally 90% of our customers are Amish or Mennonite. It is what it is. And so I was driving to work. It was like 5:36 a.m. in the morning. And I'm going, and I'm driving down the road, and then all of a sudden, I have a picture in my head of a what do you call it? A head-on collision with another vehicle. So, I was going a little faster than I normally am, or normally do. And so I was going, and when I had that image, I slowed the fuck down. I started to crawl because, for me, I don't just suddenly think I'm going to get into a car accident. I was by myself. There was nobody around, right? As far as I could see. And then, not even a minute later, as I come down, the decline, there is literally a fucking pickup truck on my side coming towards me head on because he's going around a fucking horse and buggy, and he was going 70. I was able to swerve because I was not speeding, and I was paying more attention than I had been previously. So I was able to boop and, kind of go in the grass and not get hit. And I was meh, on the horn. And yeah. So sometimes you will get warned if a disaster can be prevented. Okay. I'm going to keep going. So it says, nightmare gut punch describes sudden unexpected disaster. As a metaphor, a car crash can symbolize your body as the vehicle. As a metaphor, a car can symbolize your body as the vehicle. Okay, I did read that. Read that right. That carries you through life. Life is a highway. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay. By extension, a car crash can be a heads up about a health concern. Fucking where? How? Why? And sir, my camera keeps going out of focus. Literally don't have my office set up. It's a fucking mess. So it kind of helps in the end. But anyway. So. About concern. Okay. Because it was the husband who died, the message flagged his health, saying if your husband does not pay attention to his health, there can be a dire consequence. How do you associate a car wreck with a person's health? What straws is she reaching for? I'm confused. Very confused. I don't know. I get she's got 3 degrees in psychology, and certain events can, I don't know, associate with other things. Okay, so if your husband does not pay attention to his health, there can be dire consequences. Can a nightmare save a life? Fuck yeah, it can, dude. Elbowed by the dream scare, Louise was determined to try. Louise scheduled medical visits to keep an eye on her husband's high blood pressure and cast a fresh eye toward nutritious meals to dissolve the spare tire that was building up around his waist. Okay, here's my question. Did she tell this dream to Stacy? I'm gonna call her Stacy because I don't know. Stace looks like Stace, but whatever. Stace. Did she tell her dream to Stace and then she gave her this? And then by doing that, that's when she decided to be like, okay, well, this means your health is all fucked up. You should go see a doctor. Or did she immediately think it herself? I know when people have dreams and visions, you know, they get their symbols, and usually those that are giving the symbols give whomever is receiving the symbols those symbols because their association with the symbol to something else means something. It means a certain thing, right? So, for example, like I said before, like barking dogs, depending on my experiences, that could be based off a feeling of anxiety. Like, I associate barking dogs or even babies crying with anxiety, right? So maybe she knew that that was her association. Maybe. And that's where this whole analysis came from. Is it possible? Yes. But like for me, this is what happened for me. So, when I was trying to think, 24? 24. I want to say when I was 24, we figured out I had endometriosis, and I had a laparoscopy to have it taken out and, what do you call it? Take out the endo and to officially diagnose the illness. And the doctor, my doctor, who was also the surgeon, said, she's like, oh, I got it all, we're good, blah, 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 blah. A month later, I had a dream that my aunt, who had been passed away already, she came to me and said, hey, by the way, and she sat me down in the doctor's office and said, so your endo is not gone, it's going to come back even worse, you're going to need to get a hysterectomy, right? That happened. And then ever since then, I had been badgering my doctors, you need to like go back and check because you didn't get it all and it's going to grow back worse. And when my doctor was like, no, we're not doing that, I was like, fuck you, and I got a new doctor. And, of course, when you were young and you want a specific surgery, especially one that takes away your reproductive organs, you gotta go through a series of fucking hoops to get that shit removed because whatever it is, like, I guess they don't want young people who haven't had kids yet to have that stuff taken out because they're afraid of lawsuits for when the people are like, oh, I changed my mind, I want to have kids. Well, if you take those organs out, you're never going to have fucking kids again. So they want to make sure you're sure. So you can't sue them. And so, of course, it has to go through a bunch of, like, board members. And it has to, and you have to try a bunch of other shit. I had to try a bunch of medicine that all that did was make me feel shittier and worse and gave me all these side effects. It was awful. And I'm just like, take it the fuck out. Right? Of course, because, the whole women don't have control over their own body bullshit. Which, you know what? To a degree, that is fucking true. That is fucking true. I wanted this shit out from day one, the second I knew I had this problem, because I knew it would grow back, but also because I was told it would grow back by my aunt, who I think also had it too. And it runs in my family, and my mom had to get her ovaries and whatnot removed too. So, of course, I was like, I don't want kids anyway, so just take it. But yeah, I was warned that it was going to come back and it would be worse. And guess what? It was true. So, I don't know how, in the analysis, I don't know who came up with this, I don't know, reasoning as to what is correlated with what, but if it was by Stase, the person who wrote the book, bitch, where? So that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these things, I feel like she's grasping at straws, but at the same time, I do understand that I'm sure these are her clients, so she knows them more than I would, obviously. I don't know these people. But I think it's important to understand which, like, type of situation's going on. Is it a psychic attack? Is it, like, a physical attack by a demon? Is it really your brain going through the whole processing thing of, you know, what you had done, past, present, future, and it's just a collection of information that is then turned into a dream? Or, like, did you watch a movie and boom, now you're in the movie but in a dream version? So there's a lot of things going on, and I think it is important to be able to decipher which it is. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I can't tell the difference between, you know, an astral realm experience versus a lucid dream. Though, I have been told that they're kind of like one and the same. So yeah. If you like psychology and are curious about dreams, I mean, you can have a go at this book, but some of the things in here, it just feels like they're reaching for something. Oh yeah, there was another, yeah. So, they go through different dream scenarios and stuff in the book, especially like the most common ones, and they go through like the analysis of that dream, but then they go through like common nightmare, and then they go through like an overall, like, kind of like a synopsis / analysis, but it's kind of like in a few sentences, and it's interesting if you like to, you know, try to decipher symbols and stuff. So yeah, that book just pissed me off and it rubbed me the wrong way, especially about the whole selling your soul thing and saying it's anxiety. More often than not, when you have a dream about selling your soul to a demon, I want to say you're 99% chance that you actually are. Or what they will try to do is they make you think that you are to get you to do it, if that makes sense. Because if you think that you're doing it, it makes it real in your mind to where then you are actually doing it. So there's that. But yeah, this video was a clusterfuck, so I'm sorry about that. But if you stayed and watched this whole thing, thank you guys for being patient with me.